The overriding premise that I'm going to try and leave with you this evening, and if you could just take this one thing or this one concept with you, that will already help you to future-proof your marriage. And of course it comes in question form. At the end of the day, don't you just want to be loved and respected for who you are? So does your partner, so does your mother, so does your boss, so do your employees, so does the taxi driver on the way to work. Okay? We really just want to be. The taxi driver just has different values to you, and they're very strong values. They're actually incredible. They're incredible values. And I do a road rage talk, but we won't get into that because I do it because I suffer from it. Okay? So at the end of the day, don't you just want to be loved and respected for who you are? So why do you try and change your partner to be more like you? Let me ask you the million-dollar question. If everyone in the world was exactly like you, would it really be a better place?
We obviously here for the relationship talk just before our wedding, so it was a chance to be able to have a chat or have a discussion, on the level discussion about what to expect. So I think we often sort of think that we're living a little dream and everything will be alright. So it's nice to it's quite thought-provoking, and it's fairly refreshing to hear some real honest comments from someone I regard as a peer, but also sort of that's gone through and walked the path. So it was definitely enlightening, and yeah, it's interesting to have these conversations, and I hope to have a few more. I think the simplicity of the quadrants of, you know, how you appeal to people, what they expect, how they value certain parts of their life, and how you sort of complete each other. I think it's always you hear the parts of relationships where one person's one way and the other's the opposite, and opposites attract, and the typical stuff, but this kind of puts it into context and gives you 7 things to, I would say, choose from and work on and work together with.
I think probably speaking to each other in the 5 love languages, I think, is very important, because I think otherwise you can miss each other. And I think also the high values. So I know that the washing dishes was a relevant example for me because I hate it. But I don't mind the ironing so much, and James doesn't mind the washing the dishes, but he hates the ironing. So we're good in that way. Yeah, I think it's a really cool way of getting into kind of marriage prep, and I think it's a good thing.
Scott Peck defines love as one's willingness to expend energy for another's spiritual growth. And I love that definition because it goes beyond the chemistry. It goes into more about friendship and loving someone and wanting the best for them. Dr. DeMartini defines love as occurring at the cusp of challenge and support. You see, we need both challenge and support in a relationship, both unconditional as well as tough love. So Joe, you can give him a clap every now and again and tell him Stephen said it's fine. If any of you have children, it's the same. If any of you have bosses, it's the same. If any of you have employees, it's the same. There needs to be a balance of challenge and support. If you only challenge, they burn out and leave. If you only support, they get bored and have an affair or move on. So there needs to be a very careful balance of keeping each other on your toes.